This is Boomer Life on CL650.
This is Boomer Life on CL650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. We're with our friends from the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. We're with CEO Maria Howard, and we've heard from two incredible guests on caregiving for someone who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia. And our next guest, happy to introduce to you Michael Buchan. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
I understand that you're a member of the volunteer committee for the Society's Climb for Alzheimer's, and it's a fundraising event that we know takes place September 24th up in Grouse Mountain. And we usually start off by asking all of our guests if you have a personal connection to Alzheimer's or dementia. So, Michael, do you have someone in your life that's affected by the disease?
I do. My grandfather is actually currently into his journey diagnosed with dementia. He currently is living in an independent living facility and sort of to support his needs, but he has not progressed to a point where he needs full-time care or attention yet.
Can you just tell us how old he is or when he was diagnosed?
Yeah, he's 85 now, and he's been living with it for probably five plus years now.
Interesting. So tell us a little bit of how you originally made contact with the society, the Alzheimer's Society BC, and how did you ever get involved with something like the climb?
I knew a few people who had volunteered their time with the society, and they had suggested that it might be a great opportunity for me to get involved. At the time, I was actively looking for something to get involved in, and given my connection with my grandfather to dementia, I thought that the society was a good fit. So I set up a meeting with one of the events managers of the society, and they were looking at the time for people to get involved with the climb if they were looking for help, and so I just jumped right in.
Oh, that's awesome. So a little bit of peer pressure is always good, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about the climb for Alzheimer's. Like, what is it and how does it work?
It's an amazing event. I guess this is the 6th year the society will have been putting it on. It's a fun, team-oriented event where we fundraise and end up hiking the Grouse Grind to symbolize the uphill battle that is dementia. As well, this year, if doing the actual grind itself isn't your forte, then we have something called the Summit Stroll, where you actually take the tram up to the top of the mountain, and there's sort of a nature walk where you get to walk through and experience everything that the peak of Grouse has to offer. There's also, at the end of the hike, there's like food, refreshments, music, entertainment, the works. So it will be a great day and a great event. It
sounds like a fun event as well. And you've been involved how many years?
This is my 2nd year being involved.
Okay, so number 2.
Yeah.
And rumor has it you were one of the top fundraisers last year.
Yeah, I was. I was successfully able to raise $3,385 myself last year. And if you included the fundraising efforts of my other team members, we collectively raised $6,675.
Oh, that's excellent. Congratulations. How did you actually raise the money?
Well, to be honest, I didn't...
Did you knock on doors?
There wasn't much of a secret to it. I was blown away with the response I got when I just sat down and talked to people about the event. My plan was basically not to just send an email blast, but to actually sit down and spend time talking about the event. And so I did. I talked to family, I talked to friends, I talked to friends of friends, colleagues, and anyone who really wanted to listen. And I was just truly blown away with the response I got.
Oh, I think that's wonderful that you've just really, basically it was just talking about it and people were happy to support you in that journey.
Yeah, I mean, many of the people you end up talking to have some form of connection to the society or dementia. And we're more than willing to donate, or even better, sometimes they would want to participate in the event and do some fundraising themselves, which is actually just better than donating to my account. So how much are you hoping to raise this year? Do you have a goal? This year, my goal is to, surpass what I raised last year. I think for the event, we're always trying to push the boundaries of the previous fundraising totals. So I'm going to try and do my part to push those limits this year and collectively achieve the event's fundraising targets. So if I can beat last year, then I think I'll be a happy guy.
And how many people on your team?
Last year we had, how many did we have? We had about 7 on our team. So hopefully I'll be able to recruit a few extras and really push the totals.
That's great. Any specific training you're doing before the September 24th event?
Not particularly.
Have you done the grind yet this year?
There a couple times, and I haven't actually had the pleasure of doing it yet this year. Just probably more weather-based than anything because we haven't had too much sun. But I'll definitely try and get out a couple times before the event so I can make sure I get a good time.
Well, Michael Buchan, thank you so much for sharing with us today, and the best of luck to you with the Climb for Alzheimer's, September 24th at Grouse Mountain. We'll be looking for you at the top of the mountain.
Yes, well, thank you very much.
Hopefully we can drum up a cheering section for you on the day of the event.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's great. So back to Maria. In wrapping up today's informative discussion on caregiving for someone with dementia and learning more about the programs and services offered through the Alzheimer's Society of BC, if there was one thing you wanted to say to a caregiver who's facing challenges in managing stress, what would it be?
You know, I think the most single important thing to say to someone who is a caregiver is please know that you are not alone, that there are many people through the Alzheimer's Society BC who want to support you and just help you understand what you're going through and provide you with information and support, and just know that you're not alone on this journey, that there are others who have really experienced it and understand it and want to be there to help you. So please reach out. Please reach out and ask for help, for a connection.
Mm-hmm. You can call the Alzheimer's Society. You can call your doctor and get a referral. You can even call us here at the radio station, and we'll make sure you get to the right place. And we've often talked about how the theme for Boomer Life really is that you're not alone. And I think today's show truly illustrates that. So also, Maria, we've got the Climb coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we're very excited. The Climb for Alzheimer's at September 24th. Is going to be another great event. It is always great Vancouver autumn weather, and we just encourage people to come out and climb the Grouse Grind and raise money and awareness for the society and for people living with Alzheimer's. There's also some wonderful events that happen up on top of the mountain if people don't want to actually do the grind but do a fun stroll, and it's just a really great event for families, and we just look forward to seeing people on the 24th.
Didn't you have a little celebrity contingent in there yet last year?
Oh, well, last year, the MC who led us through many great things was Bob Lenarduzzi of the Whitecaps.
That's right. That's right. Anything special that we can look forward to for this year?
Yes, there are a lot of surprises, but I certainly don't want to share those early.
Okay. We'll also be talking about some very important topics on the next Boomer Life with the Alzheimer's Society. Can you give us any hints about that one?
Sure. You know, the show coming up in August is going to be on driving, which is a really important topic. I think when we talk to families about their changes with dementia and Alzheimer's, driving is one thing that comes up and is a really emotional, sensitive topic. So we're going to be bringing on some experts in driving and really having a good conversation about that. I
couldn't agree more. I have learned personally through a number of the guests that we've had on the show that the situation with driving or losing your driver's license is completely a defining moment in one's independence. So I look forward to that show. Maria Howard, thank you so much for being part of today's show and your contributions. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Joanne. It's always a great conversation. Once again, if you have any questions about Alzheimer's or other related dementias, whether it's for yourself or a loved one, someone in your family or someone in your neighborhood, please visit the website, AlzhiemerBC.org. I'm Joanne Sutton. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.